Alright everyone, today's video is City Design 2, and it's going to be about how to make a good plot in your city and how to connect that to the main campaign. So the first step is picking a monster, right? And I chose the Froghemoth for my Bebeg, and so the Froghemoth, well, Haverfell seems like a good fit, so I threw him in Haverfell. Now Haverfell, if you watch my previous video, is a small fishing village, so it's on the river, and it makes sense for a Froghemoth to be there. So when the Froghemoth first spawned, things were fine, but as it grew, it ate people more and more often, and people were going missing pretty regularly. And so the town leader said, well, we have to do something about this, but we're not big enough to hire someone, and we don't have anyone from our town who's a natural adventurer who could help us out with this. And if we tell people and ask for help, they're not going to want to buy our fish. So we'll have to just contain it and keep it a secret. So every month on the full moon, they would take a villager, or they would take someone they captured and sacrifice it to the beast, or some sheep or bulls or whatever was unfortunate enough that month to be picked. And this went on for some time, with the town leader successfully keeping the secret. Every now and again, someone would go missing, but people learned not to question it because those who were questioners often went next. So people learned not to question it, and a group of druids moved into the area. Now, if you'll remember about my campaign, there are druids everywhere. Not everywhere, but druids are fairly common, and they're fairly active too. There's several circles all over the place, and they are both good and evil doing their things. So an evil sect moved into this area, and they became the Circle of the Lake, and they served this Froghemoth, this great monster. So as time went on, the druids convinced the town elders that the Froghemoth was a blessing from the gods, and that if they gave the regular sacrifices forever, then their town would be blessed with fertility, and the druids were secretly casting things like plant growth to make the elders believe that this was the case. So now we've got this cult of the Froghemoth in the town, and the druids leading it, and a group of bullywugs move in to the lake, and they start to defend the Froghemoth from anyone getting too close. And this is how we've got our Froghemoth problem now. And let's say a hook for this is the players need to get a message to Brookhurst, but it's on the other side of Haverfell, and the messengers keep on not getting through. So they go to investigate, and one stop along the way is Haverfell. Now, would the village elders rather sacrifice travelers who they don't know, or their neighbors and friends? I think they'd rather go after travelers. In fact, I think travelers very often go missing in Haverfell. So this is how we've got our nice plot, and we've connected this to our main campaign in a couple of ways. One, we've got the druids, right? We've got this hook to kind of pull them into the druid plot where they have to battle all these circles and try and figure out what they're doing. And the druids are advancing the comet to destroy Ihan. So now we've really connected this to the main campaign. And we've also got the Froghemoth, which is an aberration type monster. And so that should get the players thinking, where did this creature come from? It's not from the material plane. It can't be. It's an aberration. And so one aberration, or you can ignore that. Two of them, that's weird. If they fight multiple, then they know there's something going on, and they're going to fight more than one aberration over the course of the campaign, because 1,000 years ago, a star punched a hole through the material plane and opened a rift to an aberrant realm through which these aberrations come. So we've connected this in several ways. One, the druids, and two, the aberration type monster. And this should be good hooks for the party to grab onto, good threads for them to pull in unraveling the mystery of what's going on, because a good campaign, in my eyes, has an air of mystery around it. It has a mystery as to what is actually truly happening, right? Like when you go to play through Rise of Tiamat, you don't know that at the end the dragon cult is going to summon Tiamat. You don't know that immediately, right? Or when you play through Lost Mine of Phandelver, you don't know the Lost Mine's there immediately. You have to uncover the mystery of who the Black Spider is and what the Black Spider wants, and you're trying to locate Gundren, right? So that's a lot of the fun of those modules, is the mystery, and that's part of the fun of a good campaign, is the mystery. And these are good threads for them to pull on, and that's really one of the main things that you want from these connections. Is you want threads for them to pull, you want things for them to figure out, you want clues to help them figure out what exactly is going on. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to share and subscribe so that everyone can see these videos. I'm going to link down below my previous two videos in the series so that everything can make sense and you can get the full array of tips. And I'll also there's a playlist specifically for these videos every Thursday that you can go onto. I want you to comment down below and go to my Discord. The link's in the description. Comment down below how you connect your cities and how you feel about cities and plots and mysteries and threads. And here's a pro tip before you go: don't overdo it. Okay, you don't want to have too many clues, right? And not every city has something going on, and not every city is connected to the main campaign, right? You might have a city with nothing going on, except there's an NPC who's really shady and suspicious, and when you interrogate him, he leads you towards the cultist warehouse. Or maybe there's no plot going on and it's not connected, or maybe it is maybe there's a huge plot and a huge connection, right? Any kind of thing that you feel like that city would have, you just should try not to force it as much as you can, because if you force it, it's not gonna feel very good to the players. Goodbye, good luck, and have fun in your games.